good prices on stuff. And anyway, I was going to order a couple gallons of the USC reducer. I never used it before, but I figured it's a name brand, it should be fine. It was like $28 a gallon or something like that, or 30 something, I don't know. But I was like, oh, I'll order a couple gallons of that, only they'll get 3, and then I noticed they had a 5-gallon thing of it for like $86. So you're getting like a gallon free, basically, however it was. And anyway, free shipping too. And I've had this happen from them once before, but then the next 2 days later I get a call from a trucking company wanting to schedule a delivery date. And then I realized that they shipped this truck freight. And yeah, I'll put the picture in here. But it shows up on a big truck on a pallet. A full-size pallet with just this on it. Free shipping. I don't know how they're making any money doing that kind of stuff, but whatever. It happened once too when I ordered a case of Bondo. That's 4 gallons of Bondo, and the same thing happened then. So I only ordered the Bondo 2 gallons at a time to avoid that situation, because you have to call and schedule a time, and it's just a hassle. But so I will no longer be ordering 5-gallon pails of anything from them. I'll just order it a gallon at a time. But it's crazy. I don't understand them. But anyway, and the clear coat came today. Yeah, so cheap reducer, cheap Bondo, National Tool Warehouse. Just get your clear from eBay. There's multiple sellers, 2 or 3 sellers that sell these 2-gallon kits for $700. And then this one guy had a coupon code for some reason that if you read his listing, he says use this coupon code, so it brought it down to like $6.48 or something like that. Anyway, the local paint stores around here, it's like $1,000, $1,100 just for one gallon and one thing of hardener. So $700 for 2 gallons. Can't beat that. And the paint is not here yet, but it's on the way. So I've been coming out here. This is probably the 3rd night this week, and just running the heat, trying to get it up to 70 in here for an hour or 2 and get this thing dried up. You can see my leftovers. I don't know if you can see it, but it's still wet. There's still reducer sitting on top of that in the cup. So I'm gonna say it's probably not actually dry until that's dried up. That means there's still reducer in the, I don't know, there's still reducer in this, probably too. I started sanding the spot the other day just to see, and it, you know, it's still gumming up the paper a little bit. This is 500. It's getting better. A few more days. I'd like this to sit, ideally a couple weeks, but at least 1 week. skim coat that. I could really use a camera lady out here. Anyway, I got some 220 on this block. Gonna see if I can run the block across this without knocking it on the ground. I'm gonna have to take this somewhere else. Let's set it right here. As suspected, and as I knew because I saw it when I was priming it, and I saw what it looked like. Look how sweet this thing is. Yeah, it's real nice. So, I mean, I'll block this a little bit. I'm not going to be able to block any of that out. I'm going to have to skim coat this whole thing, which isn't the end of the world. It's small, but it's like, why is it so bad? I mean, why is everything so bad? I mean, you can't just paint this. I mean, you could, I guess. I'm sure a lot of people do. Anyway, so that's how this piece looks. And now I will get the Bondo out and do Bondo stuff. Alright, I did some Bondo things right here. Let's let this dry and block that out. Hopefully that's a one and done type of situation. I also remembered to get that little hole right there that actually wasn't a hole. It didn't go all the way through, but so now when I prime this, I can just right there. And yeah, so we'll see if this will dry and we'll sand it out and see if we got it in one coat. So much on here. This is going to take forever. Now milk past the cake so everyone gets a piece. Something like that. here and all over me. It's gonna come out. You don't want to watch this whole process, so I'm gonna block this a little bit more with 120, and then I'm gonna switch to 220 and finish it off. It'll be ready for primer. Maybe you do want to watch. My arm's tired. I'll be back. Let's go get some guide coat. Come on, it'll be fun. Follow me. You coming? No? Alright, I'll be back. Ha! This guide coat's not even open yet. How am I going to use that? Unbelievable. What, does nobody use this stuff around here? I'll just put that right there. Ta-da! Ta-da! Thank you. $2.20. Whenever I get paper out for my block, I like to make sure I just guess, and then always waste a little bit on each end, you know. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here, so sand this guide coat off. I am so hot. I'm gonna sand this guide coat off. Wow, it's way too hot right here. I don't know if you can tell how hot it is. Too hot. Probably has something to do with that. It's a little too hot. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, this is now straight. I might have a pinhole right here. Might just have to prime it anyway. Let's just keep sanding and see if it comes out. Got it. You tired of listening to that heater yet? I am. know, if you want to get some paint out of a can or a bigger can or some kind of can, or it's full, you don't want to tip it, you only want a little bit, what you can do is you can pick up the paint stick, dip it in the can, and scrape it on the edge of the cup like this. Do that. You just keep doing that. And you'll be surprised how fast you can get what you need, you know. So anyway, I should have stirred this first, but I don't need very much. Just make sure the side of the cup you want to look at the scale on, don't scrape it on that spot. Go to the opposite side of the cup. That way you're tilting it like this, then you can put it back to flat and then see where you're at. You know what I mean? I still need a little bit more to even register, but this would be enough, but you know, I don't have a scale, so I gotta just go until I get to the numbers here. As you can see, I went too far. I was only supposed to go to the 1 right here on the 4 to 1 to 1, and I'm past it. Talk about wastage. I can always dump that back into the can a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna mix this up and we'll get to priming. As you can see, I didn't forget about this. Got that filled in, sanded down. And we're gonna put a little blue on it. Stuff like that. You get the idea. Back over here we are. And you can see it's straight now. You can also see I either have a bad fisheye problem or a ton of pinholes. Which do you think it is? I don't know. I've never had that many pinholes in anything. That's got to be fisheyes. Why would it fisheye? Let's take a vote. What do we do? Do we wipe it off, or do we keep trying to bury them? I say we wipe it off. They could be pinholes. We'll know for sure. I'll wipe this off and we'll try again. Could be propane contamination. I'm starting to think that those were pinholes. But if that's the case, wiping it off, I should have filled them all in. Now we should be good to go. Probably not. I know it's not, but I'm just gonna fill this up. I gotta get this done here. Let's do lighter coats. Could be that this primer is just too cold and it didn't like that. Seems to be working better now. Not really. I hope you can't tell because I was gonna lie and say it's all good now. No, it's still doing the same thing. I'm gonna keep going and see if I can bury these. much of this do you want to watch? Hopefully not very much. Anywho, I think about 2 more coats of this. 1, 2. Alright, we're good. Yeah, those must be fish eyes. They're filling in. Or like I said, wiping the primer off just smushed them into all the pinholes. Either way, I'm good with it. We'll never know. It'll remain a mystery. The straightest cowl induction flap in this whole garage. It's actually the straightest one I've ever done. It's also the only one I've ever done. Anyway, they're pretty much all filled in now. I'm gonna let that flash and give her 1 more coat. And that is it for this video. Hope you've all enjoyed spending your evening with me. It's probably not evening when you're watching this, and you're probably not watching it, so enjoy. Buongiorno. But really, I might have to prime that again. We'll see what happens when I sand it down. I don't think they all filled in, and I don't feel like putting any more on there because I cleaned the gun.